Where were we? Well, that was a hoot. All right, let's switch tracks here.
Okay.
Let's get this out of the way.
Yeah.
It's the elephant in the room.
Yeah. I was wondering what the fuck that was.
Oh yeah, no, he's been awful. Just so intrusive. You had an infamous debate.
Yes.
With somebody that got you into a lot of hot water. It happened. How long ago was that now?
I don't keep track. I don't know. It was like a year or so.
I don't remember. Wow, has it been that long?
Yeah, like 9 months or something.
Anyway, like there was a lot of backlash and a lot of people upset about what you said in it. And I guess my question is because I don't want to get too deep into it because this is a fun, lighthearted time. I don't want to debate anything with you. I don't want this to be anything negative at all. So if you're uncomfortable with anything, like you don't have to comment at all. Like I know you've moved past it and it was a really hard time for you.
Yeah, I'm sure people want to know about this, so I just get it out of the way because I haven't talked about it since then for good reason. I don't really want to get into this. It's a minefield of sorts. I'm not going to go back and nitpick everything I said and qualify it or anything. All I'm going to say is that in that moment I was going into something that I needed a lot more time to prep for. I just went in guns blazing because you get a little arrogant sometimes, I guess. You think, like, I'm going to take this guy to task. But, like, obviously I understand, like, why people had the reaction that they did. It's not as if, I look back at some of that and I'm like, why the fuck did I say that? Like, there's no matter what, right or wrong, this is a fucking bad look there. I'm aware of that. But, it's pretty simple. Like, I'm not really going to get into it. But, I guess the main question on everyone's mind is, is he a racist? Is he a Nazi? Mm-hmm. Simple answer, and this is what everyone wants. I mean, no. I treat every single person with the same respect they afford me. So, I felt bad about the incident in a sense. But, like, I also just feel bad that we can't talk about these things without witch hunting each other.
Right.
Because, that's basically my full statement.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, do you feel like you said some things that you regret?
Yeah, I could have phrased a lot of that better. The whole thing was just to put it in perspective for you, the second I went into that stream, it was an instant bump, bump, bump moment, Curb Your Enthusiasm. I was thinking to myself, would it be weird if I just was like, sorry, Mike's breaking up. Yeah, no, I don't like reliving it. No, I don't.
Did you have a lot of self-aware moments during that?
Of course, the whole time.
You're just like,
I was like, I should not be here.
I was wondering that. I saw you doing it. I was like, John, no.
I was like, I'm not the person to fight this battle.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, let me just say for the record, like, that I disagree with a lot of the stuff you said, but I still think, like, if you genuinely feel a certain way, or some people genuinely feel a certain way, the correct way to deal with it is not to, like, prevent them from saying it.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of that.
We should be able to fucking talk about it. Like, even if I strongly disagree, and even if I'm like, dude, that's fucked up. But I think that we should still be able to talk about it. I mean, I don't know. It's so tricky. Like,
it's tricky. By the way,
is it an impossible task for someone who's a fan of? If you say something they really disagree with, is it an impossible task for them to be like, I'm trying to get in the mind. I really disagree with that. I hate what he said, but I still love him as a person and as an entertainer. I guess that's a timeless question.
Yeah, well, that's been that's been through the ages, But,
right.
But at the same time, I really just think that I really don't want to get into this. I would like to move on as quickly as possible because I just really don't want to get into this. But I mean, I don't think it's a stretch to say the current social climate's insane.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And the only way we'll ever get past it is just talking about stuff. I just want to make people laugh. That's really, I'm not trying to get back into this. Mm-hmm. But people always ask me this. I just put it to bed. I treat, my answer really, I just treat people with the same respect they give me at the end.
Right.
Don't want to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
That's me. Don't want to get into it past that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Is that fair enough for you?
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
I kind of want to ask you, tell me if you don't want to talk about it, but I wanted to ask you stuff that I find interesting, not necessarily about like about your actual opinions about stuff, but like more about like the fallout from it.
What about it?
Like, I mean, how did like sponsors and fans and like how were you feeling at the time? Because I'm sure
it was not
really
a great
awful.
time. No, it wasn't wonderful. Yeah. But I mean, no, you get past it. I mean, like you grow, you learn. You can't be perfect all the time. I know some things are more like larger than other things, but like No, I just took it in stride, really. I was like, I like making people laugh. I like doing comedy. People still want me to do comedy, so I've
Clearly, yeah. I mean,
I've just continued down that path, and I don't really feel like dredging it up because it's pointless. Not going to get anything else out of me from it. Not you.
Yeah.
Just like there's nothing. I have nothing to say.
I'm just more interested in like the journey you had of like you went through it. It was something that sucked, obviously, and a lot of times passed, and like you feel like you've learned a lot from it, or you're in a better place now. From
certainly
it.
Learned I've definitely learned, like, one of the biggest things I've learned is just how to have restraint or like phrase an argument well,
right?
So that it comes off a certain way,
right?
Like
you have to be thoughtful when you're.
You have to be thoughtful. You have to be
hard.
It's hard sometimes. Sometimes you just screw up when you have all the eyes on you, and also sometimes. And I'm not really making excuses. This is just like sometimes when there's so many eyes on you, you just crack a little.
Bro, totally. That's something I'm trying to work on with myself. It's like you go from being a normal guy that can say anything you want to being someone who millions of people are watching. Yeah. And you need to learn to be thoughtful.
I didn't realize the impact, like the far-reaching nature of you don't, because you're just like YouTube. We live a bit more of a indie life YouTubers. So I think that in general, like, just to be more thoughtful. I don't know. Because people respond better to calm, collected.
Absolutely.
That's pretty, that's like the main takeaway for me.
It's better all around for everybody.
Sometimes.
But it's hard.
And I think.
And you were in an emotional state at the time.
Yeah, it was in an emotional state. And I'll tell you one thing.
Not defending, by the way, I just want to say for the record, I'm not defending what you said. I just state, again, for the record, I disagree with a lot of the shit you said. But that's fine. Like,
but
it's
we
okay.
can still be friends.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like.
We can still talk about it.
That's part of the problem is that people were like, I can't believe that you're still friends with John. And I'm like, why? He's the same person. Like, I love him. He's a good friend of mine. Like, we can talk about this stuff amongst each other and try to find a common ground, right? Yeah. Like, it's way better to have a conversation and try to understand each other. Otherwise, you just end up with these segregated groups, people who hate each other. Yeah. Like, you really expect me to just be like, fuck off. You said something that I disagree with and I can't talk to you anymore. Like, that's how sick is that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's why I didn't want to get into this too much, because I don't want anyone to take anything I say out of context. I don't want them to say, "Oh, are you making excuses for this? What do you think of this?" It's just I'm just giving you like general. I forget what my train of thought here really is, but I do agree. Like, it's something that I'm just focused on comedy now.
That's totally fair. I understand.
Which, by the way, you're doing very good.
Thank you,
because your last videos were really good.
Thank you so much.
Like, what was this? Like, and I noticed you. I mean, you disappeared for a while off YouTube. How long was it between?
That was mostly just me reorganizing.
Because I know you.
But it was for a while, 6 months or
6
so.
months.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it before. I've done 8 months.
Yeah, you have done it before.
I mean, you're notorious for just disappearing.
That's how I am. Well, I'd like to.
What's happening? You
want to know? I never really talk about that.
Tell me about what's going on there.
Usually the thing is, I've never been wonderful at consistency, and considering that I do most of this stuff independently, considering I do most of it myself, I have to like get it all ready, and I prepare the budgets and everything. Mm-hmm. So sometimes. Or like, for instance, you'll notice in between in that break, like, we built a new set and all that stuff, and you have to like rig the lights. It takes a while sometimes, and I'm not like I can't make videos quickly because usually I edit them and it's very like minutely. It takes me a really long time. Mm-hmm. I have an editor; he's great. I have a team.
So involved.
I'm just
very involved.
I guess I always like when I put something out for me to feel like it's 100% how I want it to be, and it's a weakness as much as it is a strength.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that's just how I am and how I've always been, and it works for me. So
I
wish I'm trying my best right now, especially I'm trying to get over my fear of just trusting my instincts, because sometimes I'm like, I second guess myself. I'm like, oh, they won't like this. Or
there's something I call upload phobia.
Yeah, sort of that.
And I feel like especially if we take a break for some reason, it gets really harder to get back to it.
The longer you go from posting, the harder it gets to come back.
Yeah, that's very true. And that's why And I'll tell you what, yeah, because the expectation is higher for when you do come back.
Exactly.
So that's why.
Like, he better have the fucking best video ever. He's had 6 months to work on it.
When it comes to YouTube, I feel like you just have to keep a ball rolling. That's how YouTube is. And it can wreak havoc on your mental state sometimes. Sometimes, really, I'm just like, I don't know, like I'm out of ideas, you know, I don't know what to do.
Fair enough. And that's fair enough. I think what I love about your channel, and that I always have, is that there's a myth among YouTubers that if you walk away from your channel, it will die.
Yeah, we all feel that. And it gets so...
Right. And you single-handedly demystified that, I feel like. Like, genuinely.
If there's anyone to prove that it's not true, it's me.
Yeah.
It's good. It is encouraging. It's nice to know that you can actually just step away for a healthy amount of time and come back, and your fans are still there to enjoy your videos.
Yeah, I know. I love my fans. Seriously, they're the best. It's weird. I never really speak candidly on this subject, so I'm not used to it. But no, I really appreciate the fact that people come back and watch the videos. I mean, I put my heart and soul into them. But I am planning in the next year to really break away. I've already done a couple videos that are unusual for what I normally do. But I'm going to do some stuff that's really like, it won't even be the same format. But, you know, that's the thing is, sometimes you have to take risks like that, or else you become stale.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I would say I've observed, since you've come back from your most recent break, is that there's definitely a new direction. There's a new feel. And me and Ela love it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It was so much fun. And it feels fresh, you know, you're trying
I'm glad.
new shit.
You really feel that way?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I loved it.
Heck yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't just say it.
And beyond that, like, they're doing great.
Yeah,
the flex tape video was like bananas.
Became like, oh man, I get messages about flex tape all the time now.
You're
and I'm
the
like,
flex tape
do you know what's
guy
funny?
now.
I was literally just like in a what?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just like in a local pub in Manhattan, and I was just like drinking a beer, like, and I saw the commercial on like a TV screen up like by the bar, and I was like, he sawed a boat in half, that man, to sell tape. What is this product?
Yeah.
And then I just was like, this is so funny. I got to do a video on it. And
that was great.
I really didn't expect people to. I expected most people to either say like, oh, I've already seen this commercial, or it's just a stupid video. But I don't know. For some reason, it's just become such a big meme. Apparently, even Jerry Seinfeld. I don't know if you saw my video, but people were tweeting at me that on Jimmy Kimmel, he was asked what his favorite TV show was, and he said the Flex Seal commercial.